Okay, so today we're going to be talking about kombucha. That's up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne and Lori with EON Farm and Healthy Farm Living. So today we're actually going to be talking about one of Lori's favorite subjects, at least these days. What is it?
Kombucha.
It's kombucha. So Lori's going to walk you through the steps of how she makes the kombucha that we have just about every day. Mm-hmm. So would you say this is pretty easy to make, or?
Very easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems overwhelming. I'm a little overwhelmed.
It does when you think about it, talk about it. It seems to be very overwhelming, but then when you actually do it the first time, it's actually very simple.
Okay. So hopefully by the time we're done here, even somebody like me would be able to make it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm counting on it.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to get out of the way. Let's see how Lori does it.
Today we do have a batch of kombucha that did finish that we are going to be bottling today. But then I also start a new batch at the same time. So I do a new batch each time instead of a continuous fermenting of it. So first I need to make my tea for the new batch. So I'm gonna start by taking 4 cups of water, putting it into my kettle. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get this heating, and then I will get my tea ready. And we do use a French press. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can use the little tea like balls or strain it somehow. So I do use black tea and green tea. So I use both of them. I do half and half. So I'm gonna take a 1.5 tablespoons of each of them and put it into the French press.
So where can you get these teas?
Actually, I ordered both of these on Amazon. So I believe they are both in our Amazon shop. So we'll leave the link down below. And then I just need to wait for my water to boil.
So I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna add it to the French press with the tea in here. And this was, again, 4 cups of water that I'm gonna start with and kind of make a tea concentrate.
So you do a tea concentrate. Can you just do regular tea?
You can. The reason I do this is because it's so hot, and then I'm gonna take that tea that I make here and combine it with some cold water, and then that way I can start the batch because it has to be at a certain temperature to put your SCOBY in and all that. So this just kind of speeds up the process instead of doing it a full batch, but you can brew the whole thing. You'll just have it all hot and you'll have to wait longer for it to cool down. Okay, so I have that on there. I'm gonna let that steep for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna set my timer. So it's been 15 minutes. So we are going to press our tea. So I just press it down. And then I am going to add that to sugar. So I have 3/4 cup of sugar, just raw sugar or organic sugar that you can use. And then I'm gonna add the tea to that. This will just help it to dissolve the sugar all the way. I'm gonna let that cool to room temperature, and then we'll go to the next step. We are going to get the SCOBY out of our finished batch of kombucha here.
So what's a SCOBY?
It is a bacteria, yeast. It does stand for something specific. I don't remember. You can look it up. But it basically is what is gonna make your kombucha. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab it out of here. My hands are clean.
What does that feel like?
It's really slimy.
So like a jellyfish?
Sure. It's very slimy. It does form to your container that you have your kombucha in. Okay, and then I am gonna take out 2 cups of this tea to put with the SCOBY so that we can use that to make our next batch. Okay, and this is something where if you were gonna start this for the very first time, you could either get it from a friend that does kombucha and has scobies available, or you could even order it from Amazon and it'll come with the SCOBY and the starter tea. So this is what you'll use to start your new batch, which we will show you in just a second. So I'm gonna set that aside, because I have to finish with this because I need this container to start our next batch. So next I'm gonna go ahead and actually strain this kombucha that we are going to bottle, just because Dwayne doesn't like the floaty stuff that can get in there, some of the yeast and stuff in.
I like to call it icky gig.
So I'm just gonna do it. It's not like, I don't have a cheesecloth on here right now. I'm just trying to get the big chunks out. That kind of freaks him out. So I got that strained. I just rinsed out, washed my jar so that I can start my new batch. So I'm gonna go ahead and bottle what I do have. Now if you want to flavor it, you would do your flavoring now. So you would just add that to the bottle and then fill it with your finished kombucha. We don't flavor it. We have in the past, but we don't, just because Dwayne and I like it just the way it is. So then all you do is just fill your bottles. I do use a funnel. I'm gonna cap it. And here also, if you were wanting carbonation in your kombucha, you would tighten your lids really tight so they don't pop, and then you leave those out for a few days before you put them in the refrigerator. Dwayne doesn't like carbonation in his kombucha, so we just go ahead and refrigerate it like this. I'm gonna go ahead and finish bottling these, and then we'll come back and start our new batch. Now we're gonna start our new batch. So I've got my concentrated tea that I made earlier cooled down. I've got 4 cups there, and then I've got 8 cups of cold water here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my cold water. And then I'm gonna add my tea to this. I would probably spill that. Now the one thing you do want to make sure that this is at a certain temperature, not too cold, not too hot. So you want it anywhere between like 65 and 90 degrees. So I am going to check that just to make sure that we're good. Looks like 85.3. So we are good to add our SCOBY. So now we're going to put our starter tea and our SCOBY in here. Let's see if I can dump this without spilling. Am I spilling out the back?
A little bit.
That's why I use that other container. Okay, and then I'm gonna add my SCOBY in here. Then we're gonna go ahead and cover it with our cloth. And I have a big rubber band. We did get these jars. They're 1 gallon jars on Amazon, and they are in our Amazon shop. So we're gonna go ahead and just cover that. I'm gonna put it in our pantry. You just want it in a spot that does not have direct sunlight in it. So I'm gonna put that there. We do let ours go for 1 week. You could do longer, maybe taste it, see what taste that you prefer.
So as you go longer, does it get more sour, or like vinegary, I think?
Yeah, it does. And so we don't like it that strong. So that's why we just do a week. So it's not as strong. It's just, it's still got that little bit of sweet tea taste to it.
So you got an idea of just how easy it actually is to make kombucha. So you can see just a beautiful golden color. Now, of course, we use black and green tea. There's benefits to green tea that you don't have in black tea. One of those that Lori and I really love is L-theanine, and that helps to calm us down. So one of the reasons why you can drink green tea later in the day and maybe not get jittery or still be able to go to sleep is that L-theanine. We really like having that in here. And then of course kombucha and the reason behind it. So one of the things that I really like about kombucha more than anything is the beneficial bacteria that you have in kombucha. So one of the things that we really focus on this channel is healthy living and being as healthy as we possibly can. And one of the ways that we do that is to consume different fermented foods, fermented alcohol, which we both love as well, but fermented foods that give you some beneficial bacteria. So what that does is the probiotics in these beneficial foods actually inhabit your intestinal lining, different parts of it. Multiple studies have shown that beneficial bacteria plays a very, very critical role in our immune systems, amongst other things. So healthy digestion, things like that. So from clearer skin, I've seen that, more like cognitive ability, and just kind of feel better when I have these beneficial probiotics. And then of course, immune health. So anything we can do to enhance our immune systems, we're definitely into it.
So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.
Definitely would be you answering these. Kombucha is definitely Lori's thing. She is all over it, but yeah, she can definitely answer your questions. She has been a fiend when it comes to studying this topic. And then if you guys have any other questions as well, I want to direct you over to our sister channel, our primary channel, Edge of Nowhere Farm. That's where we cover farming specifically, so the steps we take and the methods that we use to farm and produce our own food. And then of course this channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe down below. Like Lori said, questions or comments, leave those as well. Oh, and one more thing, our Amazon shop, we keep all the things that you've seen today with a couple of exceptions in that Amazon shop. Check that out as well. So just want to thank you for joining us today, and you know what? Stay healthy.
Okay, you're gonna
That didn't last long.
I can't do it. No bloopers, no bloopers. Okay, maybe I do need a shot.
That's in the blooper reel.
No! Cut it.